first review. I don't know if you reviewed your homework. Let's see. So it's this one. Oh yes, we did review everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's begin here. Please, if you see that I'm in other place than other than A9 Nadia, please tell me, okay?
Okay.
So that was a huge mistake. Okay, let's please begin here. So we were left homework. This was homework. This was homework. Okay, so now I'm gonna assign to you this. This is gonna be for Wednesday. Right? Wednesday
Yes.
we have till 1 p.m.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's please continue here. We're gonna read the B2. Let's please read.
Okay. Listening. Predict how people will solve problems. Listen for details in people's reports of events. Listen for ideas about people's judgments. Listen to and understand opinions on a talk show. Mm, I think we have already done that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
So let's see. I think grammar. If we do this,
Yes,
gerunds,
yeah, we did. Yeah.
we did gerunds. Okay. When did we do this?
Um, mm, on Tuesday, I think. Yes.
Tuesday. Okay, so let me
Yeah.
see, please here.
Um,
Let's watch. That's why it's great to have this YouTube channel. Let's watch here. So this was yes, gerunds. Models of possibility. We did models of possibility. And now we need to do reflexive pronouns. Okay, so we didn't do this, did we?
no, we
Okay, let's begin.
Okay, Emily, where's today's lesson plan? It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was just talking to myself. Do you ever talk to yourself? Myself and yourself are reflexive pronouns. Let's learn about them.
Let's please read number 1.
Okay. We use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person. Talia says, I promised myself I'd do a good job. In the sentence, the subject, I, is Talia. The object, myself, is also Talia. The subject and the object are the same person, Talia. So Talia promised Talia. In other words, Talia promised herself. Talia promised Talia.
Okay, let's read number 2, number 3.
These are reflexive pronouns: myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Notice that you has two reflexive pronouns. Use yourself when you are speaking to one person. Use yourselves when you are speaking to more than one person. Alex says, hey Talia, do you ever talk to yourself? Kim, hey guys, do you ever talk to yourselves? Okay. We use by plus a reflexive pronoun to mean alone or without any help. Tony says, are you sure you'll be all right working on this by yourself? Mhm.
Okay, great. So here, the reflexive pronouns, this is in order to say that you're talking about you, right? So in this case, myself would be like, I'm talking about me. Okay, like this is like, I'm doing this for myself. Or I uh, can do it myself. Right, so this is that this means that you can like you can do it like by yourself, okay? And this is that I'm doing this for myself. That means that the whole purpose is yourself. Do you have any questions with number 1?
No, but in the first sentence, I am doing this for myself. It is the same to by myself. It's like
Yeah, this one would mean that I'm doing this for myself. That means that I'm doing this for me, right?
yeah,
Like I'm doing this because
because of me.
because I want to do it for me, right?
Okay,
I'm
okay.
and
Mm,
by myself means like I'm doing that alone. I'm doing that without any
mm,
help,
okay,
right?
okay. I
I
get
think
that.
you get it. Yes?
Yeah, yes, I understand.
Okay, great. Any other question? Number 1?
No, it's okay.
Okay, number 2. So here you have the list: myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourself, and themselves. Okay, so you has to reflect your pronouns, yourself and yourselves. So Tale, do you ever talk to yourself? That means that do you ever talk to you? And guys, do you ever talk to yourself? That means that do you ever talk to you but as a group, right? Like, do you ever talk to yourself? That means that do you ever talk to you? But I'm talking to many people here, right? To these guys. Okay, and then we have by in order to mean alone without any help. Like, I'm doing this by myself. That means that I'm doing that without any help. I'm doing that alone. I'm reading by myself. I'm reading alone. I'm cooking by myself. That means that you're cooking alone. You don't need any help or without any help, basically.
Mm,
Okay?
okay. If I
Any?
say
Yes.
I am cooking for myself, it's like I am cooking to eat that just meal. Uh, I
Yes,
mean,
that's right.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's right. But if you said by myself, that means that I'm cooking alone, basically, without any help.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so we're gonna start with A3 now. So, okay, so we finished in A1 and A2. Okay, we finished these two. So let me ask you, do you want to do the quizzes now? Because you can do it like right now. We have still 50 minutes. I think you can finish them both.
Oh, mm,
Or do you want to do it tomorrow?
let me think. Tomorrow will be okay, I think.
Okay, tomorrow. Okay, so let's please do A3. So we're gonna start with A3. Let's read listening, please.
Okay. Listening, predict people's reactions. Listen for specific background details. Listen for ideas about people's reasons. Listen for rhymes in product slogans. Speaking, respond to news. Ask follow-up questions. Grammar, past continuous, models of preference, prefer, would rather. Comparative adjectives. Pronunciation, the final R sound in soccer and dollar, the voiceless TH sound in think and health. Okay. Reading and vocabulary, getting meaning from context, understanding main ideas and details. Writing, create writing technique, make a cluster diagram. Task, write an expository paragraph. Skill, write a clear topic sentence and include supporting details.
Okay, any question regarding vocabulary here?
Mm, the voiceless TH sound, how it's like,
Like,
it's
or let's teach them think, right? So, and help. So the TH would be, right?
okay,
Think, health, right? So it's
think
sort of
and help.
voiceless. Yes,
Okay,
right.
okay.
Think. So it's the same. And in the final R is soccer, dollar. So that's the final R sound that we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
And yes, and what is a cluster diagram?
Cluster diagram is like when you have, let me show you, it's like a graph of circles, okay? Cluster diagram. It's this,
No, okay.
a graph of circles, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
No, it's okay.
Okay, great. Let's move on to unit summary. Please, let's read.
Video listening. Watch the video and answer questions about the information and ideas. Learn more about body language and other cultural aspects of the video. Vocabulary and learn the meanings and usage of these pairs of verbs and nouns. Analyze, analysis, announce, announcement, appointment, combine, combination, criticize, criticism, develop, development, endorse, endorsement, press, pressure, propose, proposal, react, reaction, recommend, recommendation. Speaking, learn expressions you can use to give news. She offered me this deal. Ask follow-up questions. Oh, really? So, and grammar, learn to express yourself using past continuous. I was having something to drink at the juice bar here. Models of preference, prefer, would rather. No, actually, I prefer to stand. Comparative adjectives, they are more comfortable than your other shoes. They are more comfortable than your other shoes. Task listening, listen to the TV ads. Put the last line of the jingles in order. Pronunciation, practice your pronunciation of the final R sound in soccer and dollar. Remember another. The voiceless TH sound in think, health, thousand, theory. Read an article about celebrity endorsements. On the web, research celebrities and the products they endorse. Write a paragraph about a product that a celebrity endorses. Mm.
Okay, any question regarding
Mm,
vocabulary here?
what does it mean, endorse?
Endorse
Endorsement.
means like you support, you back up. Like an endorsement would be like celebrity endorsement would be like the celebrity is backing up. It's is like saying this is a good product. Endorse
Okay.
like also in politicians, uh, when you endorse a politician, that means that you're giving your support. Like it's a public statement of approval or support.
Okay.
Public
Mm.
statement for approval or support. Yes, that's endorsement.
Okay. What does it mean, jingles?
Or is
Put
that?
the last in task listening. Put the last line of the jingles in order.
Jingles is like the like in a radio, you have like a sound, a slogan. That'd be a jingle. Like I don't know. I think I think that in McDonald's you have the jingle. Ta 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 ta. Me encanta, something like that. I don't know if you get it.
Okay.
That's
I
a
get
jingle,
it.
yes.
The jingle, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so any other
that's it.
question?
No, that's okay.
Okay, great. So let's move on. We're gonna do this listening. Let's please review. So look at the picture. Predict. What do you think Neil will do when Talia shows him bank statement?
The bank what is the bank statement? Like,
Like when like the amount of money you have in the bank. Statement would be
okay.
like
The
it says, I don't know, you had this amount and then you spend this, like the whole statement,
okay,
like
okay.
the extracto, right? Spanish
Yeah.
would be.
Okay. Um. Well, maybe he'll explain what really happened with that.
Okay, let's listen, please.
There you are. Nick, are you going to stop lying to me?
And how are you, Talia? Would you like to have a seat?
No, actually, I prefer to stand.
Okay, whatever. So what prompted this visit?
This, a deposit of $100,000 in your bank account just before the qualifying match.
So?
So that's exactly the amount of money they say you accepted for throwing that game.
It's also the exact amount of money I got for endorsing a new line of athletic shoes.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. They're going to be called Kicks. They're coming out next year. Kicks. They're cooler than your old shoes, more comfortable too, and they're less expensive than they look. Come and get your Kicks.
Great. Can I call your agent to confirm this?
No. My agent for commercial endorsements didn't coordinate this. We parted ways a few months ago.
No agent. What a surprise.
Okay, so
Yeah, he explained.
you explain,
Right.
yes, that's right.
Right.
Let's watch the second one. So can you please read?
Talia has shown Nick the bank statement. Nick is going to explain it. He tells Talia a story about a meeting he has. Nick tells a story about meeting someone. Predict, who did he met? Another girlfriend, a member of the soccer federation, a businesswoman, a teammate.
What do you think here?
Wait a minute. A businesswoman, maybe.
Okay, let's see.
Talia, this is what happened.
Oh, here it comes, another story.
It was about 10 o'clock one morning. I was having something to drink at this juice bar here.
Excuse me, aren't you Nick Crawford?
Yeah, that's right. Do I know you?
No, not yet, that is. I'm Jackie Baker, VP of Marketing for Kick Shoes. We're a startup company in the athletic clothing space.
Uh-huh.
And I have a very interesting proposition for you.
Keep going. I'm listening.
Why don't we meet tomorrow to discuss it? Let's say 12:30, drop by my office, we can have lunch, and I'll tell you all about it.
She offered me this deal. $100,000 just to endorse a new line of athletic shoes. I agreed to pose with the shoes on, post some stuff online a few times.
That's it.
We talked about the possibility of doing a commercial, but other than that, yeah, that's it. Easy money. Or so I thought. I still have her business card. You can call her yourself. Business card. You can call her yourself if you like.
Jackie Baker. Baker. Kick shoes.
Okay, yes, you were right.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna assign to you all the homework here from the video listening. Everything I'm gonna assign to you, like right now, everything. Or as
Okay.
we said, Wednesday, right? So
Yep.
let me do this for the everything here. Except of course the quizzes. Okay. No quiz, great. So let's assign this for Wednesday at uh, okay, so all the homework has been assigned. There's no more. Let's move on. We're gonna do some grammar. Let's first listen.
Hi. You know, I was just thinking about our last class. What were we doing then? Do you remember? We were learning about the gerund. Well, today we're going to learn about the past continuous. Was thinking, were doing, and were learning are examples of the past continuous.
Okay, let's please read.
Okay, we use the past continuous to talk about something that was in progress at a specific time in the past. When we use the past continuous, we are not interested in when the activity ended. Nick says, it was about 10. I was having something to drink at the juice bar at my health club. In the example, Nick started having something to drink before 10. We do not know what time he stopped drinking.
Okay, great. So let's read also number 2.
We form the past continuous to was or were plus the base form of the verb plus ing. I was working, they were working. Just as we usually do not use non-action verbs in the present continuous, we do not use non-action verbs in the past continuous. We do not say Nick was having a headache. Nick was having a headache.
Okay. So here, let's begin. A past continuous we use to talk about something in progress in the past. When we use the past continuous, we're not interested in when the activity ended. Okay? So it was about 10. I was having something to drink at the juice bar at my health club. Okay, so in the example, they started to have something to drink before 10 a.m. We don't know what time he stopped drinking. Okay, so basically he was having something to drink. Let's example, it was about 8 p.m. The children were doing their homework. At 9 a.m. I was driving home at 9 a.m. Okay, so in these two cases, it's the same. Like at 8 p.m., children were doing their homework. That means that they probably began before 8 p.m. and we don't know when they're gonna stop doing their homework, right? But at 8 p.m. they were doing the homework. And I was driving home at 9 a.m. That means that I started driving probably, I don't know, a few minutes before 9, and I arrived at home at, let's say, 9:15 or something after 9 p.m., not 9 a.m. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions here?
Nope. It's okay.
Great, so we use the past continuous in this case with was or were plus the base form of the verb. I was working, they were working. Just as we usually do not use non-action verbs in the present continuous, we don't use non-action verbs in the past continuous. Okay, so non-action verbs, remember what were non-action verbs? What were non-action verbs? Non-action verbs are like the verbs that are used to describe. Did we see the non-action verbs?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So the non-action
Feelings.
verbs are the ones that are used to describe states, senses, desires, possessions, emotions, and opinions.
Mhm.
Right. So in that case, you cannot use continuous. Okay. Any other question?
But for example, in number 1, it says Nick started having something to drink. That's different, right? Because it's not an state.
Yes, because having some verbs. Let's see here. Some verbs can be used as action and non-action verbs depending on the
Mhm.
meaning. For
Mhm.
example, I don't know if here you have Laura has a BMW. Laura possesses a BMW. Okay, so in this case, this is a non-action verb.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
But we could also say like, I'm having lunch right now. That's a different have,
Mhm. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, any other question there?
No, it's okay.
Okay, let's do number 3 and 4, please. Let's read.
And number 3, we can use the past continuous with while to talk about two activities in progress at the same time in the past. Nick was playing with the ball. He was talking to Talia. You can also begin the sentence with while. While Nick was playing with the ball, he was talking to Talia. Number 4, remember, we use the past continuous to focus on the activity, not the end of activity. Often the activity is not finished. Talia says, "What was I saying?" In the example, Talia was interrupted by Nick's commercial before she finished talking about the investigation. We use the simple past to focus on the completion of the activity. What did Talia say? In this example, Talia finished talking. Mhm.
Okay, so we can use past continuous with while to talk about two activities in progress. Nick was playing with the ball. While Nick was playing with the ball, he was talking to Talia. Okay, so you can you can you can begin the sentence with while, or you can have while in the middle. Here. You was talking to Talia while Nick was playing with the ball. Okay, I don't know if you have any questions here.
No, it's okay.
Okay, let's do number 4. Remember, we use the past continuous to focus on the activity, not the end of the activity. Often the activity is not finished. What was I saying in this example? Talia was interrupted by Nick's commercial before she finished talking about the investigation. We use the simple past to focus on the competition of the action. What did I say? In the example, Tanya finished talking. Okay, so in this case, we focus on like the continuation of the action. What was I doing? Where was I going? Okay. Where were you going? Where did you go? What were you doing? What did you do? Okay, so what were you doing focuses on the continuation of the activity. And what did you do focuses on the competition of the activity. And where were you going focuses on the continuation, like where were you going? Like we're in the middle of it, right? And where did you go? That means that you went somewhere and you were focusing on that you went somewhere. I don't know if it's clear. Or you have any questions?
No, it's okay.
Okay, great. So let's move on. No question. Let's do model preferences. Models of preference.
Hello, how are you today? Do you like studying grammar, or would you rather be working on your listening skills? Don't worry, I understand. Different people prefer different things. And today, we're going to talk about modals of preference.
Let's read, please.
We use, it's prefer or prefer, sorry. It's
We use prefer.
prefer. We use prefer and
Prefer, I think.
Hello, how are you
Hello.
today? Do you like studying grammar, or would you rather be working on your listening skills? Don't worry, I understand. Different people prefer different things.
It's prefer,
And
yes.
today, we're going to
Prefer.
talk about modals of preference.
Oh, that's preference. Okay, but it's prefer, yes. Okay, it's
Prefer.
prefer.
Prefer. Okay. We use prefer and would prefer to talk about preferences, things we like better than other things. Nick says, would you like to have a seat? And Talia said, no, I prefer to stand. Prefer and would prefer can be followed by a noun. Amy says, would you like a cup of tea? And Talia says, thanks, but I prefer coffee. Prefer and would prefer can also be followed by the gerund. Remember, the gerund is formed with the verb plus ing. Talia doesn't have time to shop at the stores. She prefers shopping online. Prefer and would prefer can also be followed by the infinitive. To plus the base form of the verb. She prefers to shop online.
Okay, so here we use prefer or would prefer to talk about preferences. Okay, I think that they don't have it here, but we can also use, oh, here it is, would rather. Okay, but in this case, you can talk about preferences with these two models. Like, I would prefer coffee. I prefer to stand. These can also be followed by a gerund, like the gerund is formed plus verb plus ing. She prefers shopping online. or she prefers to shop online. So it can be followed by either of them. Okay, so it's like when you basically prefer or choose something over the other thing. It can be followed, as we said, by infinitive, gerund, noun.
Both
Okay,
are
so
the same. Are the same.
like
Prefer and will prefer. Are the same.
yes, yes, both are the same. Yes, both
Okay.
are the same. Okay, any questions?
No, it's okay.
Okay, let's do number 2 and 3, please.
We can also make suggestions with would rather plus the base form of the verb. Talia says, I'd rather pay her a visit. The negative form for would rather is would rather not. I'd rather not sit down. We do not say I wouldn't rather sit down. We often use I'd rather not as a short answer. Maybe you should ask John for help with this story. I'd rather not. I want to cover this story by myself. We use would to form questions with prefer and rather. Would you prefer to sit down? Would you rather sit down? But we can also use a form of do to form questions with prefer. Do you prefer to stand?
Okay, so for questions, we use would with prefer, or you can also use do. Do you rather? Or no, I'm sorry, would you rather? Yes, would you rather? So in this case, you can use in any of these options. Okay, like would you prefer, would you rather, or do you prefer? Those three options, okay? Uh, any questions with number 3?
Mm, rather isn't followed by to, right? Would you prefer to and would you rather is
Would you
without.
rather, would you prefer to sit down? Yes,
It's wrong to say would you rather to sit down.
yes, it's wrong.
Okay.
That's right. Would you rather? Yes. So in this case, yes. So it would be like wrong to say that. You need to use to with prefer. Would you prefer to do this or to do that? So in a question with would you prefer, you need to use the infinitive. Okay, so let me find this. Okay, so you can also say, would you prefer sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay, would you prefer? Because prefer is a verb that can be followed by a gerund or infinitive, and it has the same meaning. Okay, so it would be the same. Would you prefer sitting down or would you prefer sit down? That's why here you can use gerund or you can use the infinitive because it's the verb prefer that allows you to use gerund or infinitive with no change whatsoever.
Okay.
And rather is not a verb. Rather is not a verb. It is not a verb. Okay.
It isn't? Okay.
So
What is it then?
what?
What
It's
is it?
it's an adverb. It's an adverb.
Okay.
Yes, it's an adverb.
Okay.
So that's why you don't use the infinitive or the gerund because it's an adverb. Okay.
Okay.
But this is the most common form. Would you rather sit down? Okay, so if you said like I don't know, would you prefer to sleep or would you prefer sleeping? And would you rather sleep? So would you rather, basically you need to choose like what would you rather? So it's like this is a noun. Would you rather no, it's a noun or it's like a verb in the base form. In this case, why I can also say, would you rather have pizza or would you rather, so this is a verb in its original form. Okay, and would you prefer, you can use any of these when you're using a verb.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's do number two. In number two, we can make suggestions with would you rather plus the base form of the verb. Like I'd rather pay her a visit. Okay, so here the same, rather, and then the verb in the base form. We don't say I'd rather to pay or I'd rather paying her a visit. Okay, the negative form of would you rather is would rather not. So it's like use in short answer, like would you rather, I'd rather not. That means I would prefer not to do that. I'd rather not. Okay,
Mhm.
so maybe you should ask John for help with this story. I'd rather not. That means that you don't want to do that. Okay, any questions?
Okay, no, fifth stage.
Okay, let's move on. Let's please listen.
Oh, there you are. Did you see me yesterday? I was really tired and in a bad mood. Do I look better today? I hope I do. I'm happier and more relaxed today than I was yesterday. Better, happier, and more relaxed are comparative adjectives. Let's learn more about them, okay?
Okay, let's read number one and two.
Okay. We use comparative adjectives to talk about the differences between people, places, or things. Kicks are cooler than your old shoes. They are more comfortable too. They are better than other shoes. And number two, there are several ways to form the comparative. For short adjectives, we usually add er, cooler, shorter, and taller. Sometimes when we add er, there are spelling changes. Nicer, other, happy,
That's right.
happier.
Comparative adjectives. That's very important. So we need to talk like when you're trying to compare cooler, more comfortable, or better. Okay, so in this case, let me when you have like, okay, let me show you. Let me please show you this. Hold on, please a sec. I'm trying to find. There's something where you have like. Here you have. So let me send you this. So we need to use like okay, let's please earlier we said that short adjectives use yes, hold on. Okay, can you please read from here?
Okay, earlier we said that short adjectives use the suffix er and long adjectives use the word more before them. That is a little vague, so here are the specific adjectives that use more. All adjectives with 3 or more syllables, and adjectives with 2 syllables except those that end in er, au, le, or e. Okay. So if an adjective has 2 or more syllables, it will probably use more. The only exceptions are 2-syllable adjectives with the endings er, o, le, and e. Those use special spelling rules with the suffix er explained below. Also note that using more with comparative adjectives is similar to using less. You can add less before any adjective without having to change the spelling.
Okay, so let's please read rule rule number 1.
Okay, 1-syllable adjectives. For most adjectives with 1 syllable, simply add the suffix er at the end of the word without changing the spelling. Smart, smarter, kind, kinder. The exceptions are 1-syllable adjectives that end in e or a consonant vowel consonant, which have different rules explained below.
Okay, let's read.
If a 1-syllable adjective already ends in e, just add an r at the end. You don't need to add an array. Large, larger, free, freer. I didn't know that.
Freer, yes, freer.
Okay.
Free.
1-syllable adjectives ending in consonant vowel consonant. Be careful of 1-syllable adjectives with the last 3 letters in a consonant vowel consonant format, like big or thin. For this, you have to double the last consonant and then add er. Big, bigger, thin, thinner.
Okay, number 4.
If an adjective with either 1 or 2 syllables ends in a y, first change the y into an I and then add er. Dry, drier, likely, likelier.
Okay.
2-syllable adjectives ending in er, o, or la. If an adjective with 2 syllables ends with er like bitter or o like narrow, you can just add er to the end without changing the spelling. Bitter or narrower. If a 2-syllable adjective ends in la, you can just add r without adding a second e. Clever, cleverer, shallow, shallower, simple, simpler.
Okay, and finally, let's read this last.
Okay, not all adjectives follow the rules above. Try memorizing these irregular comparative adjectives so you always know the right word to use. Good, better, bad, worse, far, farther or further. Okay, fun, funner or more fun. Handsome, handsomer, I didn't know that. Many, more, polite, politer, quiet, quieter, stupid, stupider.
Great. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's clear with everything. I think that everything was here, so this is like 1 syllables, basically er, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Unless it's ending in an e, then you only add an r.
Mhm.
Then if you have a y, either in like 1 syllables or 2 syllables, you add IER, right? You change the y with an e, with an I, and then you add ER, right?
Yeah.
And if you have like vowel, consonant, vowel, the only difference is that you add the same consonant twice. Also, you have the exceptions with 2-syllable ending in these endings, 3 options, ER, EW, and LE. And anything other than that is with more, right? So anything other than that, okay? So let's see here. Crowded. Crowded. Okay, so crowded does not follow any of this. Successful. Successful does not follow any of this. Therefore, is, I don't know, successful is 3 syllables. Stress. Here. Let's see. Yes. Okay, let me see some more examples. But I don't know if it's clear there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yes. So, cool. Cooler, shorter, taller. This is 1 syllable, right? Nice, hot, happy. So happy,
In hot, it's hotter or
hotter.
hotter with D.
It's like hotter. Yes.
Hotter. Okay.
Pronunciation, you mean?
Yeah, pronunciation. Yeah,
Hotter. Yes, hotter.
Okay.
Yes, it's not hotter.
Okay.
Okay, so let's read number 3 and 4, please.
And number 3, a few adjectives have irregular comparative forms: good, better, bad, worse. For long adjectives, we usually form the comparative with more. Nick says kicks are more comfortable too. We can also make a comparison with less, the opposite of more, and long adjectives. They are less expensive than they look.
Great. Okay, so here we've already seen these regulars and then with 3 or more. Okay, so I don't know if you have any questions here.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so let's do 5 and 6.
Some adjectives have 2 possible comparative forms, quite or quieter, right?
Yes, like I think it's quiet and quieter. Or
Yes,
more
quite and
quiet. Both options, I think.
Yeah, it was in
Uh,
the table, I think, in the chart in the page.
Here?
Yeah, there is quite
Quieter. Yes.
quite okay.
But it says that it has 2 forms. Positive forms. Let me figure that one out. I'm not sure. Quieter. Okay, continue, please.
Okay, we use than when we mention the things we are comparing. Nick says, these shoes are more comfortable than my old shoes. Notice that we don't always need to use the comparative with than. Sometimes it is clear what we are comparing. Nick says they are more comfortable too. In the example, it is clear that Nick is talking about 2 pairs of shoes. Because Nick doesn't mention the second pair of shoes, he does not use them.
Okay, so in quiet is quieter or more quiet. Okay, any of those, but I think this is like an exception to the rule. Okay, because we didn't see that.
So it's more quiet or
Yes.
quieter?
Quieter or more quiet are both correct.
Quieter, okay.
Yes, let me show you here. It's in Quora. This is like this one is a bit of an exception. Okay, so I didn't know this. Okay, but it won't affect you really. Use quieter, that's much better. Okay, and then we use then when we mention things that we're comparing. These shoes are more comfortable than my old shoes. Notice that we don't always need to use comparative with then. Sometimes it's clear we're comparing. These are more comfortable too. Okay, so we don't always use that because sometimes it's implicit. So you're not using that because it's obvious. Okay, like You are more beautiful. Okay, so here, it's like, I could say like than him. Or than her, let's say than her. But I could also not use that if it's pretty obvious I'm comparing like two people.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's if it's obvious, you don't need to use than. Okay. Any other
Yeah.
question?
No, it's
Any
okay.
question? Okay, great. So we finished. That's great. So let's end here. So we're gonna do tomorrow. Oh, we're going pretty quickly. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna review B4. So let's please do the quick poll, and then we're gonna finish